good morning, good morning. I do apologize because I am an hour late. Yes. Oh my gosh. I went to bed, I thought pretty early last night, but I got so excited because my husband, he's in California. He called me with my daughter, and oh gosh, I stayed up late. So honestly, I thought I had my alarm clock set. I remember setting it to 4:30, no, 4 o'clock a.m. Well, I set it to 4 o'clock p.m. and I overslept. I'm going to blame it on the weather because in Houston, it's been nice. Usually we have 80, 90 to 100 degrees temperature still at this time. It don't get cold until usually maybe what's that? Halloween night mark the official coldness winter for I can't talk because it's still early, but I did grab me some coffee. Let me drink. It's hot. So anyway, Halloween usually mark when it's cold for the fall, but Thanksgiving usually marks our winter. And we usually have summertime in winter and fall. So I think this morning it was like 56 degrees. And I was like, ooh, no wonder I slept late. So to those who was here on time, I do apologize that I was late and I decided, you know what, let me get up and do this anyway. In my younger days, I used to believe or I used to act on the fact that if you're late, oh well, I'm turning around and going home. So it's better late than never. So accept my apology. I am not as prepared as I should be because there's so much that's been going on in my writing life. Number one, I got a virus on my Mac. If you think you can never get a virus on your Mac, that is not the truth. I got one. And it's my fault because I know exactly what I did to get it. I downloaded a program from an unknown source thinking I truly needed it at that time and didn't read the fine print. So ta-da! And I tried to work with it for about a week until I realized all the advice I get out there on how to fix this don't work. And the Apple Store here in Houston is closed because of the pandemic. So I decided, well, I'm going to erase everything and start completely over. And that's exactly what I did. That means all the programs I initially had, I didn't have a backup, so I had to go and re-download everything, including Ecamm. But today is October the 1st, and I'm so excited because I can bring guests into my Ecamm program instead of using Restream and StreamYard. I can bring up, I think, up to 4, if I'm not mistaken, it may be 6 guests at one time. It does the same thing as Restream and StreamYard, but I have my own studio, my own timer, my own music. I can have the own background. I can do everything I want without having to pay an extra fee. So that is really good. And since it is the 1st of October, I will be bringing in guests. I'm working on something new, something extremely new. I'm still in the process of branding myself, branding what I do. I learned a lot about branding, but I guess it's all your perception what is branding. I am the author, but there's other things behind the name Tish Bouvier that I will be doing. And number one, I will be offering some services such as creating an ebook cover. I'm taking baby steps right now. I'm not going out full blown trying to do everything at one time. I'm going to do things that I know I'm extremely good at right now. And that's creating ebook covers. And eventually I will be doing 4 books, printed books, and all those other good things. I can do it now, but I'm not at the place where I feel comfortable enough to do it for everyone else. But the ebook, I feel extremely comfortable with that. And I will be offering formatting, for your book. I'm okay with that. I'm working to be really good. I'm learning about I forgot Adobe Design because I want to offer something unique in the formatting and typesetting. Right now, I use Vellum Program, which is okay. It's pretty good. I use that to do my haiku book. I used it to do a friend's book. It's really nice, but I've been looking at some really cool books lately. I know we should be doing step 9, but I want to show you something. Oops, I'm going to knock things over. This book is by Rita Mae Brown and Sneaky Pie Brown, Whiskers in the Dark. I got this book because I love the typesettings. I like how she add pages, colored pages, not colored, but designs on the inside. Um, Also with her cat, the top setting. Since I'm working on a cozy mystery, I want to bring something different into my pages, not overwhelming to the reader, but something to stand out on the shelf, something that's unique. Like if you grab the book, you're gonna like, oh, this book is so different. So my writing mentor, my writing coach, Jen Lowry, she does that with a lot of her children's book and her young adults. I think it's young adults or her YAs, her middle grade students and stuff like that. Oh my God, her books are really nice. So that's what I'm in the process of learning and offering that service to people. But at a price. For right now, I just want a testimony in exchange so I can slowly build up my clientele. So what I mean by that, I want to say to you on that, as an author or writer, you need a side hustle to really put money back into your business or to fund your business. My main goal is to get a good editor, and I want to make money in order to get an editor for my books because having a well written edit book is exceptional. So I understand how tight our budgets are. And my goal is to help those that are on a budget, those who want to stay frugal. That's where I'm at today. So I want to help those who need these little services will get excellent quality and all that other good stuff. So anyway, I'm excited about that and all the changes. So it's October. I have the next 3 months to plan to implement everything for the coming year. I'm looking forward for 2021. After going through 2020, I was like, we got this. We can do this. We had some temporary setbacks. Some of us had a lot of setback. We had some losses in the family, also due to the coronavirus. But we got this. We are in this together. As long as we practice hand washing, wear our masks, keep our social distance, we got this. So bring it on, 2021. Let me drink some more coffee on that. Ah, this coffee is so good. I needed to wake up. So today, oh my goodness, we on step 9 of the Snowflake Method. Let's see if my sounds working. We need to hear some. Now you should be extremely proud of yourself. Extremely proud of yourself. Because we come a long ways. We learned the method. And you may not be finished with all the stuff, but your goal is to complete all the steps and you will have what you need to have a full-blown novel. And I noticed too, as I was doing some of these steps, the creative part is when we fill in the gaps between the two. From knowing each step to being creative with our storyline, we have all the information there. And I was like, wow, my first draft is completed. Well, this is not my first. This is going on to my third draft. But these are steps that I had omitted in my second draft. And now going back and filling in some of those plot holes and making the story even stronger. So today we're going to write a plan for each scene. So, yesterday, 2 days ago, I had taken a break off. I needed it. And one thing I realized too, as an author, writer, or author tube, you need to take a break off. We was doing this every day, straight for 8 days. I will wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 3 o'clock. Give yourself a break in between. Don't beat yourself up. Don't think, oh, I got to get this done in 10 days consecutively. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, when I took those 2 days off, I felt refreshed, except for this morning. I was feeling way too good and slept. So the other day we wrote a list of all our scenes. So if you started on that and hadn't finished, be sure to go back, write a list of all your scenes, and I put a link in the description on for step 8 for you to download the spreadsheet I made, which will help you list everything you needed for step 8. So you can look at that and use it for step 9, is you write a plan for each scene. Now they said take at least 5 minutes for each scene, but you take as long as you need, and jot down some critical information. Okay, you might want to make a list of characters in the scene. So in each scene, you just write a list of the characters. Like in my first scene, I only have 2 characters in there, and that's Bay and Rhonda. And you want to describe the settings, and if you have some dialogue or some snippet of the scene, add that snippet of the scene. Use that in the place to save them. Yeah, if you have some interesting dialogue. And in that first scene is the best dialogue between Rhonda and Bay. It's like Bay was really vulnerable. She was letting that true side out of herself, the side that she don't want no one to know. It was a facade. But she got caught up in the moment. Her feelings was hurt. She was devastated in learning the truth about her DNA. And Rhonda, who desperately wanted to be Bay's best friend, was all ears. And she was seeing a side of Bay that she didn't know exists, because she gravitates to Bay because of her strength. But a part of her strength too, and she don't realize, is her weakness. Is to allow herself to be vulnerable, to feel what she's feeling, to express her emotions. And she does that. She goes real deep. So yeah, Rhonda hears all that. And I recommend that you analyze each scene conflict. Is it a proactive scene? Remember we talked about proactive and reactive. Now, a proactive scene has this structure. It has a goal. It has a conflict. It has a setback. So if your first scene has that, it's a proactive. Or you may have a reactive scene, which has a structure of a reaction, a dilemma, and a decision. Now, I gave an example of the reactive. A reaction is when Bay found out her estranged best friend killed her mom, killed Getty, who was the town's psychic. And Bay's reaction was, oh, I can't believe she would do this. But it's been 10 years. It's possible. People change. Her dilemma was when the best friend wanted Bay to go to the jail cell, and she wanted Bay to prove her innocent. And Bay trying to decide if she really wants to prove her innocent or not. She don't know what Vonnie was capable of doing. It's been 10 years. She knew when she was growing up and they was best friends that Vonnie loved her mom. There's no way possible that she could have killed her mother. So that's the dilemma. Until Vonnie shared something with Bay. Only Bay and her mom knew. So this made Bay make a decision whether to help Vonnie clear her name or not. And that's a reactive scene in there. So there's no standard of length for each scene. Each scene can be 100 words to 500 words to 5,000 words. It's up to you. It's up to your story. My average, I noticed I was writing a scene was about 1,000. Well, initially I wrote like a 2,000 word scene. Came out to be like, yeah, each scene was about 2,000. So I had set in my mind that I wanted to finish each scene. Each scene is like a chapter to me. And when I was writing it, my goal was 2,000 words a day. And I set that goal for myself because I wanted to give myself enough words to play with, meaning if I needed to cut something, I had enough material that I can cut it. So you set your goal. Usually 1,000 word equals to 4-page manuscript. I got a lot of pages. Faster paced fiction. Keep that in mind because a cozy mystery is a fast-paced fiction. It has shorter scenes. So, like I set my goal at 2,000 to give myself enough words to play with so I can cut back a lot. And I seen when I was doing some of the steps again that I can cut back, that this scene or this part of the scene is irrelevant to my story. Now, slower paced fiction may have longer scenes, and choose the scene length that works for you. So that's how you do step 9. And be sure to check later on today, well, this morning, for a write up for step 9 of the Snowflake Method. It will be listed. And I don't really have my timer set. So let's see. We're going to play some music. We're going to do some old-fashioned timers because there's a lot of things I didn't import into my eCam. And we're going to play some music while we write. Let's see how we're going to do this. Okay. Hello?
Hello?
leave a little early because it's time for me to get my daughter up for school. But I enjoyed this moment and I'm glad that I showed up. Sorry again that I was late. I will be back tomorrow. Make sure my mic is up. I will be back tomorrow for step 10 is our final step of the Snowflake Method. Um, I went back to what step? Anyway, I was working on, I think I'm on, I don't know, I went back to one of the steps where I'm working with Aunt Ivy's goals and values. I couldn't think of it at the time. And then I came up with something. She wants the town, Payton County, to maintain its pristine reputation. But there's going to be some big city crimes in this small little town. And one of her goals is for Payton County to host the Unity Southern Conference. I just made that up based on the national what Bible conference or whatever. So I'm working on that, and she wants to bring this into the town. So yeah, I'm working on that today. I'm going back over some of the steps to pick up from where I left off. And tomorrow we will do the same thing. I will be on time because I will set my alarm clock, all of them, and I won't be rushing into the night to set them. So thanks for joining me. Thanks, BG boy, big boy. Glad you was here to join me this morning. And yeah, go back and look at some of those previous videos. For the snowflake method that I did and work on each step at a time. Happy October. There's some exciting things that's going to be happening this month, and I will keep you all updated. So until then, y'all stay safe, keep smiling, keep writing. Happy writing.